In the halftime, 40-40, and I'm thinking we just got to come out and make plays in the third quarter, and just tighten up our defense a little bit, and be able to, run the things we were running in the first half. And Michigan State made some tough shots. We had some self-inflicted wounds and turnovers, and it's frustrating because, like I told our team after the game, we're the team now, and this is I've been on the other side of this. We're the team that nobody wants to play right now. We played great at Iowa the other night in front of 15,000 people. Got off to a great start. Had the lead against Indiana in the last minute. We just got to finish games, and like I said, we want to be that team nobody wants to play, but we got to give them a reason. We got to finish games, and that's, I think our players are motivated through February into March, and so that's what we're looking for.
Coach, you mentioned that Iowa game, one of your best games of the year, if not over the past couple seasons. What did you learn from that game, and what did you bring into this Michigan State game from that?
I thought, the first thing we did against Iowa, we were able to score early and got off to a great start. We've been up and down in the first quarter, but I think we were up 23-20, and we were up 10-2 or something like that. We got off to a really good start, and I think our players were ready to play. And the whole game, we finished strong. We had a chance maybe to tie it at the end with 10 or 11 seconds, and they made a free throw. But that's what we learned, is that you got to play 40 minutes, and you're capable of beating anybody. And that's probably, and I guess I'm the longest tenure coach in the Big Ten, so maybe this is true. That's probably the toughest environment to play, is probably at Iowa. And my seniors had won there 2 of the last 3 years, so we felt good about that. We're at home today. We got to also, along that same line, Audrey, we got to defend our home court. And, it's a tough league, and everybody's saying the same thing.
Coach, you mentioned having to play for all 40 minutes. How do you get this team to do that? Because this team's been really competitive in first halves, and then stuff happens in the third quarter, stuff happens in the fourth quarter, and it derails. So how do you get a full 40-minute effort?
I think we're practicing hard, so I don't think it's a question. Our coaches are doing a great job grinding the scouting report out on who we're playing. And so I think it's more just limiting mistakes at the wrong time, and a turnover here, they come down, hit a three, a missed layup or a missed free throw, and we got to eliminate those runs too.
Coach, 9 threes made against Iowa today. You only attempted 9. What do you think is the reason for that decrease, and do you want your team shooting more threes?
I want to make more threes. Yeah. I think the Iowa game, there was probably more opportunities. Michigan State today, I think got to our shooters, whether it was in transition or in our offense. And, the one thing about that, we stretched them out. We were able to get the ball inside, too, and score. But, yeah, in a perfect world, if we could hit 7 or 8 threes in a game on average, our big kids got to finish everything, too. And they're capable. Kaylee, Grace, Taylor, Mercy. That's our strength. Threes, we hope, Caroline, obviously you saw Casey, and Kaylee Walsh obviously is a legitimate three-point shooter.
Coach, obviously a pretty substantial losing streak. How do you think your team works to keep their energy up and maintain a focus when maybe the results aren't the way you want them to be?
Yeah, I couldn't even, to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you our record. And I'm not sure they could either. Maybe they could, because they're, college students at Northwestern, so they're a lot smarter than me. But, I just feel like we're buying into playing hard and grinding. We're not worried about you know, what's going on elsewhere, and even with our own record. So, you know, we saw that today. We saw that at Iowa, just the effort. And if you saw us practice, you would see the same thing. And I'm proud of that. You know, the rest of it, hopefully, you know, we can put some things together in February.
Coach, Illinois on Thursday, it was a tough one last time you guys played them here. What have you learned in the past couple weeks, and what are you taking away from this game specifically towards that matchup on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, the league it's the best league in the country in women's basketball, I think. And, you know, when you go on the road in our league, like I said, we pulled up to Iowa. I mean, there was people lying in the streets. We couldn't even get our bus through for a while. And Illinois, you know, they're getting, you know, women's basketball is in a great place right now from that standpoint. And having been in it 40-some years, I've driven a lot of minivans and ate a lot of McDonald's. So I feel like at Illinois will be a great game. We got to compete. They kind of took it to us early, and we didn't respond. And they've kind of been, you know, they've had some big wins and some tough losses. So, you know, it'll be a physical, tough game.
Coach, the schedule will get a lot easier for you guys after that Illinois game. How do you plan to, I mean, easier obviously than others, but it's the three bottom teams in the conference. How do you plan to regroup ahead of those games? What are the goals for that?
That's a good question. That's the problem. There's no bottom. You know, to give you an idea, Penn State just beat Ohio State, who might be the best team, you know, the other day. So, you know, us and Penn State and Rutgers is playing everybody, you know, right to the wire. They've beaten, you know. So I think you just got to play one at a time and not worry about everything else. You know, and again, try to put us in position where we're playing our best basketball in March. And one more.
Yeah, Coach, Kelly Walsh picked up her third foul pretty early into that second half, and from there it seemed like that's when kind of Michigan State went on their runs. How do you think her getting into foul trouble really impacted herself as well as the team as a whole?
Yeah, you know, we've been in foul trouble all year. You know, I feel like I got whistles following me home everywhere I go, you know, and it's just we got to do a better job, you know, defensively especially, and we charge sometimes. We want to be aggressive going to the offensive glass, so I can live with those fouls, but we're putting people at the line, you know, way too early. And let me say, and I'll get out of your hair, you know, it's been a really difficult time. And I won't, for what happened in Washington, D.C., and I lived there for 20 years. And I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia, and I saw a plane land in the neighborhood. It's just want to wish, you know, just say a prayer for everybody involved in that. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.